Om Shiva Shakti Samarambham Bhaskaracharya Madhyamam Asmat Srinatha Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. So we'll just dive into the class today. So last time I think we stopped at the thum thum dum dum num, right? That's where we stopped, I think, right? Right. Okay. So we'll start with the next.
Yeah. Yes, Rajesh. Yeah.
All right. So let me see here. Okay, Kumresh, you can be a student. I was waiting to see if Lata is on, but she's not on. Okay, Srilata Garu, you can be a student. Okay, for now. Okay, so Kumresh and Srilata Garu.
Okay.
Okay. So I think we stopped at that thum thum dum dum num, right? We just couple more and then we'll stop it. Then we'll go to the next one. So the next one is pum, pum, bum, bum, mum. So if you're looking at your numbers, right, that is 37, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. So pum, pum, bum, bum, mum.
Pum, pum, bum, bum, mum. I'm doing it twice.
No,
Okay.
just one is good. Yeah, that is good.
Okay. Pum, pum, bum, bum, mum, yum.
Yeah, mum. So up to mum is one line.
Oh, okay, sure.
So I think that's this bum is going to come in a lot of places because Madhu Kaita Bha, and a lot of that place that is going to come. So that bha, when you see it, you should remember to emphasize that bha there. Okay. Next is pretty simple. Yum, rum, lum, bum. So there's no emphasis in any of those. So just standard pitch, right? So yum, rum, lum, bum.
Yum, rum, lum, wum.
Yum, rum, lum, wum.
So the next one, the first one is sham, that is the low, sham. The next is sham. So that one needs to have an emphasis, has to come, more air has to come out. So sham, sham, sam, hum.
Sham, sham, sam, hum.
Sham, sham, sam, hum.
Yeah. And the second last is lum. So if we saw that, which number was that lum came? So this is lum, right? So this has to have not lum. So there's a la that comes normally. This is a lum. So this you have to roll your tongue, right? Lum. And then the last one is sham. So if you see the difference between 46, 47 and this sham, right? So that's where people get tripped on, right? So sham, sham, that is 46, 47. This is sham. So the K sound has to come.
Lum, sham.
Lum, sham.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that was the kind of quick thing, and we'll go through the Navakshari further out later on. So you don't have to cover the Navakshari right now. But I kind of wanted to cover that pronunciation, right? And again, you continue to practice that. So typically what we then do is we do the Navakshari, we chant the 108 Navaksharis, and then you come to this next section called as Saptashati Mala Mantra Vidhi. You will have. So that is also a nyasam that now happens before we chant the actual 13 chapters. So that's what we're going to do today. Okay. So Prathama Madhyamottara Charitranam Brahma Vishnu Rudra Rishayaha. Rishayaha means automatically top of your head. Rishayaha. Shri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswatyo Devataha. So normally the Chandas comes second, but here the Hridaya comes second. So the first is Shirasi and then Hridaya. Okay. Om Pratama Madhyamottara Charitranam Brahma Vishnu Rudra Rishayah Shri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswatyo Devataha.
Pratama Madhyottara Charitranam Brahma Vishnu Rudra Rishayah Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswatyo Devataha.
Kumaresh, in the second line, there is a Shri Mahakali. This is Shri in second line. Okay, and
Shri
the,
Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswatyo Devataha.
the first word, Pratama Madhyamottara. Go ahead. 2 times, yes.
Okay. Pratama Madhyamottara Charitranam Brahma Vishnu Rudra Risheh Shri Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswatyo Devataha.
Om Prathama Madhyamottara Charitranam Brahma Vishnu Rudra Rushayah Sri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswatyo Devataha. Om Prathama Madhyamottara Charitranam Brahma Vishnu Rudra Rushayah Shri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswatyo Devataha.
So the next one, we saw it earlier also. Gayatrishnik Anushtubash Chandamsi. So the ga that you're seeing there, you break it into ik and a. That will be the best way to do it. So Gayatrishnik Anushtubash Chandamsi. Chandamsi means right in front of your mouth, right? Nanda Shakambhari Bhima Shaktayaha. That comes to the right. Shaktayaha. We'll do those 2 lines. Gayatrishnik Anushtubash Chandamsi Nanda Shakambhari Bhima Shaktayaha.
Gayatrishnig Anushtabashandamsi Nanda Shakambari Bhima Shaktih.
Shakam, just Nanda Shakambhari. I think you said R extra, I heard it. Nanda Shakambhari.
Nanda Shakambari Bhima Shaktih.
Shaktayah.
Shaktayah. Okay. Shaktayah.
The second time, Kamlesh, sorry.
Gayatrishnig Anushtabashandamsi Nanda Shakambari Bhima Shaktayah.
Gayatrishni Anushtabash Chandamsi Nanda Shakambari Bhima Shaktayah.
Ashilita Garu, first line, Anushtubash. Ta. Anushtubash.
Gayatrishni Anushtabash Chandamsi Nanda Shakambari Bhima Shaktayah.
Rakta Dantika Durga Brahmaryo Bijani. So Dakshina, the first one, Bhima Shaktayaha, we said right side. So this becomes Brahmaryo Bijani, is in the left shoulder. Agnir Vayu Suryas Tatvani. Raktadantika Durga Brahmaryo Bijani Agnir Vayu Suryas Tatvani.
Agnir irka.
Agnir. Ama, ir sound is, it is there. Kumarish, you're on mute.
Raktadantika Durga Brahmaryo Bijani Agnivayu Agnivayu Suryastatvani.
Yeah, Agnir and ir is there. Okay.
Okay, it is not there in the print, at least it is not there.
Okay. Let me see in this here. Yeah, I think in this printout it is not there, but in the other print I have it's there. So just put the ir there if you don't have it. Agnir. Yeah.
Okay. Raktadantika Durga Brahmaryo Bijani Agnirvayu Suryastatvani.
Raktadantika Durga Brahmaryo Bijani Agnirvayu Suryastatvani. Raktadantika Durga Brahmaryo Bijani Agnirvayu Suryastatvani.
Rig Yajuhu is there, put the is sound. Rig Yajus Samaveda Dhyanani. Then Sakala Kamana Siddhaye Shri Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, Devata, Prityarte, Jape, Viniyogaha. So as much as possible, try to say that whole line together. If you're not able to, that's okay. Rigyajus Samaveda Dhyanani, Sakala Kamana Siddhaye, Shri Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, Devata, Prityarte, Jape, Viniyogaha.
Rigyajus Samaveda Dhyanani Sakala Kamana Siddhaye Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Devata Prityarte Jape Viniyogaha.
And the Mahakali in front of it, there's a Shri. After Siddhaye, Shri.
I'm missing it again, man. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Rigyajus Samaveda Dhyanani Sakala Kamana Siddhaye Shri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Devata Prityarte Jape Viniyogaha.
Rigyajus Samaveda Dhyanani Sakala Kamana Siddhaye Sri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Devata Prityarthe Jape Viniyogaha.
Garu Sakala Kamana wishes. Yeah.
Rajesh garu,
Yeah, go ahead, Garu.
is it possible just to explain in 1-2 sentences? I just want to know the meaning,
Yeah. So I think this is so essentially what you're doing is before you start chanting, right? So you take a sankalpam, right? So and by doing that, and a little bit of that is you're invoking kind of who is the rishi and what is the meter in which you're going to be chanting, which is the first portion, right? And then you are saying that you're going to think about Rakta Dhantika, which is one of the form of Durga, and then your dhyanam, you are going to meditate or contemplate on all the Rig, Yaju, Sama, all the Vedas, right? You're contemplating and meditating on it, and then saying that I'm going to start my japam, Jape Viniyogaha, and you're doing the japam to satisfy Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, Devata. You're going to satisfy all the three because the Devi Mahatmyam is connected to all three of them. And by doing that, Sakala Kamana Siddhaye, may all my wishes be fulfilled. And that's how you're saying, I'm going to now begin chanting this towards praying to these three goddesses. So that's what you're just kind of starting it off, right? It's just a prelude to that.
Thank you.
Rigyujas Samaveda Dhyanani Sakala Kamana Siddhaye Sri Mahakali Mahasaraswati Devata Prityarthe Jape Viniyogaha.
You just missed Mahalakshmi in between. You have that, right? Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, yeah.
Can I do one more time, Rajesh?
No, that's okay. No, it's fine. You got it. So what I'll do is I'll just say from the beginning till here once continuously, so you kind of get how that goes tune-wise, right? Om Pratama Madhyamottara Charitranam Brahma Vishnu Rudra Rishayah Shri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswatyo Devataha Gayatrushnik Anuštubhas Chandamsi Nanda Shakambhari Bhima Shaktayah Raktadantika Durga Brahmaryo Bijani Agnirvayu Suryastatvani Rigyajus Samaveda Dhyanani Sakala Kamana Siddhaye Shri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Devata Prityarte Jape Viniyogaha. That's kind of the flow in which it goes, right? So I think when you're saying it two at a time, you may not get the flow. So anyway.
Agnir Vayu Surya Tatvani, do you put your hand in the middle of your heart?
On the first, the previous Brahmaryo Bhijani, you do to the and then you bring it, kind of the Namaskara Mudra is fine, or you can just touch your heart. Either is okay. Right?
Okay.
And some people Pratyate Jape Viniyogaha, they will do in the Avahanam, right? Some people do that, some people keep it straight. Either of that is okay. I don't think there's a specific rule on that.
Okay.
So whatever you want to do. Okay. So now the next portion, like we did last time, first is the Karanyasam, right? You have to invoke it in your hand, Karanyasam. Then you kind of have to do all the body. And here the advantage is whatever you're chanting in the Karanyasam, the same thing is going to come in that Anganyasam as well. Just so you touch different parts, right? So that's all. So the first one, the Khadgini Shulini, we already saw in the Ratri Suktam, right? So that I'll just say it and then you can repeat. So again, first one is Angushtabhyam, right? So middle finger rolling up on the thumb, bottom to up. Okay. So only for the first one you can say Om. For everything else, you don't have to say Om every time. Okay, just for the first one. Om Khadgini Shulini Ghora Gadini Chakrini Tatha Shankini Chapani Bana Bhushundi Parigayuda Angushtabhyam Namaha. Priya, mute. Can you go on mute? Yeah.
Om Kadgini Shulini Gora Gadini Chakrani Tata Shankini Chapini Bana Bhushundi Paritayuta Angustabhyam Namaha. Om Shankin Om Khadgini Shulini Gora Gadini Chakrini Tata Shankini Chapini Bana Bhushundi Paridayuda Angustabhyam Namaha.
Om Khadgini Shulini Ghora Gadini Chakrini Tatha Shankini Chapini Bana Bhushundi Parikayuda Angushtabhyam Namaha. Om Khadgini Shulini Ghora Gadini Chakrini Tatha Shankini Chapini Bana Bhushundi Parikayuda Angushtabhyam Namaha.
Next is Tarjanibhyam, right? So with your thumb, go bottom to up on the index finger, first finger. Shulena Pahino Devi, short E, Pahi Khadgena Chambike, Ghanta Swanena Naha, is that put a if sound, Naf Pahi Chapajanihi, is that put a is again, Chapajanis Swanena Cha. Shulena Pahino Devi Pahi Khadgena Chambike, Ghanta Swanena Naf Pahi Chapajanis Swanena Cha. Tarjanibhyam Namaha.
Shulena Pahino Devi Pahi Khadgena Chambike Ganta Swanena Nafpahi Chapajyanena Swanena Cha
Chapajanis
Swanena Cha Tarjanibhyam Namaha. Shulena Pahino Devi Pahi Khadgena Chambike Ganta Swanena Nafpahi Chapajyanena Janiswanena Cha Tarjanibhyam Namaha.
Shulena Pahino Devi Pahi Khadgena Chambike Ghanta Swanena Nafpahi Chape Janiswanena Cha Tarjanibhyam Namaha.
Chapajani, that word. Chapajani.
Jani, okay. Shulena Pahino Devi Pahi Khadgena Chambike Ghanta Swanena Nafpahi Chapajani Swanena Cha Tarjanibhyam Namaha.
Prachyam Raksha Pratichyam Cha Chandike Raksha Dakshine Brahmanenatma Shulasya Uttarasyam Tatheshwari. Then Madhyamabhyam Namaha. So the thumb finger, you roll up bottom to top of the middle finger. Prachyam Raksha Pratichyam Cha Chandike Raksha Dakshine Brahmanenatma Shulasya Uttarasyam Tatheshwari. Madhyamabhyam Namaha.
Prachyam Raksha Pradichyam Cha Chandike Raksha Dakshine Brahmanenatma Shulasya Uttarasyam Tateshwari Madhyamabhyam Namaha. Prachyam Raksha Pradichyam Cha Chandike Raksha Dakshine Brahmanenatma Shulasya Uttarasyam Tateshwari Madhyamabhyam Namaha.
Pratyam Raksha Pratityam Cha Chandike Raksha Dakshine Brahmenanatma Shulasya Uttarasyam Tatheshwari madhyamabhyam namaha.
That word brahmane natma.
Okay. Pratyam raksha pratityam cha chandike raksha dakshine brahmane natma shulasya
Brahmanenatma.
ब्राह्मणेनात्मशूलस्य उत्तरस्यां तथेश्वरी मध्यमाभ्यां नमः.
Saumyani, Yani, Rupani, all of them are short knees, okay? Rupani, Trailoke, Vicharantite, Yani, Chatyartha. So Chatyartha, Ghorani, Taihi. So is there? So there you can put a ir sound. So Tair, Rakshas, Mams, Tatha Bhuvam. So Tair, Rakshas, Mams, Tatha Bhuvam. Then Anamikabhyam Namaha, which is your ring finger. Saumhyani Yani Rupani Trailoke Vicharanti Te Yani Chatyartha Ghorani Tairakshas Mams Tatha Bhuvam Anamikabhyam Namaha.
Saumyani yani rupani trailokye vicharanti te yani chatyartha gorani tairaksham smam tatabhuvam anamikabhyam namaha.
And the last word, Rakshas Mams Tatha Bhuvam. This is coming in two places here.
Rakshas. Saumyani yani rupani trailokye vicharanti te yani chatyartha gorani tairakshasam tatha bhuvam anamikabhyam namaha.
Question, the last word, try again. Rakshas Mams.
Rakshas mams tatha bhuvam.
Yeah.
सौम्यानि यानि रूपाणि त्रैलोक्ये विचरन्ति ते यानि चात्यर्थघोराणि तैर्रक्षास्मांस्तथा भुवम् अनामिकाभ्यां नमः. सौम्यानि यानि रूपाणि त्रैलोक्ये विचरन्ति ते यानि चात्यर्थघोराणि तैर्रक्षास्मांस्तथा भुवम् अनामिकाभ्यां नमः.
Khadga Shula Gadadini Yani Chastrani Tembike Kara Pallava, double la coming there, Pallava Sangini Tairasman Raksha Sarvataha Kanishtikabhyam Namaha, which is your pinky finger. Khadgashula Gadadini Yani Chastrani Tembike Karapallava Sangini Tairasman Raksha Sarvatah Kanishtikabhyam Namaha.
Khadgashula gada dini yani chastrani tembike karapallava sangini tairasman raksha sarvatah kanishtikabhyam namaha. Khadgashula gada dini yani chastrini tembike yani chastrani tembike Karapallava Sangini Tairasman Raksha Sarvatah Kanishtikabhyam Namaha.
खड्गशूल गदादीनि यानि चास्त्राणि तेम्बिके करपल्लव संगीनि तैरस्मान् रक्ष सर्वतः कनिष्ठिकाभ्यां नमः. खड्गशूल गदादीनि यानि चास्त्राणि तेम्बिके करपल्लव संगीनि तैरस्मान् रक्ष सर्वतः कनिष्ठिकाभ्यां नमः.
Sarva Swarupe Sarveshe Sarva Shakti Samanvithe Bhayebhyas Trahino. So that stra that you have there, you can break it into is and the tra. So Bhayebhyas Trahino Devi Durge Devi Namostute. Then Karatala Karaprishtabhyam. So the Karatala is the palm. Kara prishtabhyam is the back side. Okay, prishtabhyam namaha. Sarvaswarupe sarveshe sarvashakti samanvite bhayebhyastrahi no devi durge devi namostute karatala kara prishtabhyam namaha.
Sarvaswarupe sarveshe sarvashakti samanvite Bhayebhyastrahino Devi Durge Devi Namostute Karatala Karaprishtabhyam Namaha Sarvaswarupe Sarveshe Sarvashakti Samanvite Bhayebhyastrahino Devi Durge Devi Namostute Karatala Karaprishtabhyam Namaha
सर्वस्वरूपे सर्वेशे सर्वशक्ति समन्विते भयेभ्यस्त्रागिनो देवी दुर्गे देवी नमोस्तुते करतल करपृष्ठाभ्यां नमः सर्वस्वरूपे सर्वेशे सर्वशक्ति समन्विते भयेभ्यस्त्रागिनो देवी दुर्गे देवी नमोस्तुते करतल करपृष्ठाभ्यां नमः
Mute clerk Rajesh.
Mute clerk Rajesh.
Sorry. So the next one is the exact same thing. So we won't go through it, but you can see that Hridayaya Namaha, first heart, Shirase Swaha, top of your head, Shikaye Vashat, back of your head, then Kavachaya Hum, both your shoulders, Netratrayaya Vaushat, with your index finger, ring finger, the two eyes, Astraya Phat, twice, and then Om Bhurbuva Swaram, iti Digbandaha. Okay, it's the exact same slokam that is there, so we won't go through it. Then we do the dhyana slokam, right? And then again the pancha puja comes, and then we'll start the first chapter. So dhyanam. So vidyudhama. So vidyudhama. First is the dhya, and then there are two das coming. So vidyudhama samaprabham mriga pati skandasthitam bhishanam Kanyabhihi is there. Put a ich sound. Kanyabhih. Kara vala kheta bilasad dhastabira sevitam. So this will go in the same tune as the dhyana slokams. Dhyanam vidyuddhama samaprabham mrigapadis kandhastitam bhishanam Kanyabhih karavala kheta bilasad dhastabira sevitam.
Dhyanam Om Vidyuttama Samaprabham Mrigapati Skandastitam Bhishanam Kanyabhih Karavala Kheta Vilasad Vastabi.
And the Vilasad at the bottom is another dha. So Vilasad Dhastabira.
Dhastabira Sevitam.
And Kumaresh, and the Om, generally when there are multiple times Om comes, they don't say it. So I know there's an Om there, so keep it, but majority of the times they don't say it. Okay. So
okay. Dhyanam Vidyuttama Samaprabham Mrigapati Skandastitam Bhishanam Kanyabhih Karavala Kheta Vilasad Dastabira Sevitam.
Dhyanam
Sorry, one question.
yeah.
I thought I read it as with Karavala Keta Vilasad Hastabi, or it is Dastabi.
Only. Although while the individual letter word is Hastabi, sometimes when that gets merged into two letters, it becomes the. And the becomes it, the the comes underneath it. So it comes in multiple places. When you have a dha, yeah, Vilasad id, and then a ha.
Yeah.
Right? And the situation it becomes a the and another the underneath it.
Okay. Vilasad Dasta. So when you say Vilasad Dastabi.
Yeah, that's how you say it. Yes, great. But you are right. It is Hastabira Sevita. The actual word is hasta.
Okay.
Dhyanam Vidyuddhama Samaprabham Mrigapati Skandasthitam Bhishanam Kanyabhih Karavala Kheta Vilasad Dastabhira Sevitam.
Dastabhira Sevitam.
Dastabhira.
Bira.
Bira. Okay. ध्यानं विद्युद्दाम समप्रभां मृगपतिस्कन्द स्थितां भीषणां कन्याभिः करवालखेटविलसद्दस्ताभिरा सेविताम्
Hastaish chakra. So hastaish chakra gadasi kheta vishikamsh. Okay, you have to remember the vishikamsh and the ish. The next ish comes along with the vishikamsh. Vishikamsh chapam gunam tarjani. Right? Because in that case, vishikamsh is a, you'll see a ish, kind of the ksha, half ksha, and there's a cha also there. So you say that the ksha with the previous word. Vishikamsh chapam gunam tarjanim bibhranam analatmikam. So you can break at that ma. Bibhranam analatmikam shashidharam durgam trinetram bhaje. Hastaish chakra gadasi kheta vishikamshchapam gunam tarjanim bibhranam analatmikam shashidharam durgam trinetram bhaje.
Hastais chakra gada shikheta vishikam chapam gunam tarjanim vibranam analatmikam shashidaram durgam trinetram bhaje.
Information, the third line, chapam. I think you said chapam.
I said
Chapam.
chapam, yeah, right, chapam. Hastais chakra gada shikheta vishikash chapam gunam tarjanim vibranam analatmikam shashidaram durgam trinetram bhaje.
And the last line, if you have vibranam, B as in Victor, change it to B as in boy. Vibranam.
Vibranam, yeah.
Okay, change it to B. Ba. Vibranam. B as in boy.
Vibranam,
Yeah.
Vibranam, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Boy, right? B as in boy. B.
B as in boy, Vibranam.
Okay, yeah.
Sanskrit na to bada.
Yeah, okay. Some places had it as V, Victor. So that's why, yeah.
हस्तै चक्रगदासिक्खेटविशिकां चापं गुणं तर्जनीं बिभ्राणामनलात्मिकां शशिधरां दुर्गां त्रिनेत्रां भजे हस्तैश्चक्रगदासिक्खेटविशिकां चापं गुणं तर्जनीं बिभ्राणामनलात्मिकां शशिधरां दुर्गां त्रिनेत्रां भजे.
Okay, so we'll do that Pancha Puja. I think we didn't do it last time because you all didn't have it, but the same thing comes again here, right? So whatever we did in the previous thing, same thing comes. So I'll just tell you the sequence here. So here again, like we're saying, it's slightly different. So the first one is you do it to your the pinky finger, the last finger, right? So that finger you have to do first, okay? And remember, you always do with those fingers with your thumb only. So with your thumb, bottom to up of the pinky finger first. Then you go to your thumb. So thumb always is with the middle finger. So then you do your thumb, then you do your index, middle finger, ring finger. So that's the sequence. You start with the pinky finger, then go to your thumb, then index, middle, ring. That's the sequence, okay? So lam prithvyatmane gandham kalpayami ham akashatmane pushpam kalpayami yam vayavatmane dhupam kalpayami ram agnyatmane. It's not agni, it's agnyatmane. It's a half ga, right? Agnyatmane deepam kalpayami vam amritatmane amritam kalpayami sam sarvatmane. Some books have sarvopacharan, some books have samastopacharan. Either is okay, but at least in Chicago BPA we say samastopacharan samarpayami. That is, you just kind of hold both your hands together, right? So just repeat once, that's okay. Lam prithvyatmane gandham kalpayami ham akashatmane pushpam kalpayami yam vayavatmane dhupam kalpayami ram agnyatmane deepam kalpayami vam amritatmane amritam kalpayami sam sarvatmane samastopacharan samarpayami.
Lam prithvyatmane gandham kalpayami ham akashatmane pushpam kalpayami Yam Vavyatmane Dupam Kalpayami. Ram Agnyatmane Deepam Kalpayami. Vam Amritatmane Amritam Kalpayami. Sam Sarvatmane Samastopacharana Samarpayami.
lam prithvyatmane gandham kalpayami, ham akashatmane pushpam kalpayami, yam vayutvatmane dupam kalpayami, ram agnyatmane deepam kalpayami, vam amrutatmane amrutam kalpayami, sam sarvatmane samastopacharan samarpayami.
Okay. So now we're ready to start the actual first chapter. I think Vasu was asking last time, when are we going to start the chapter? Right. So finally we'll start the chapter now.
Okay, perfect.
So Radha Garu and Lakshmi Garu, can you be students?
Sure.
So in each
One second, Andy, Rajesh Garu.
Hmm.
Can you please tell me which part is this one? I could not able to find it, Andy.
Yeah, this one, what we just chanted, I sent it as a message in the WhatsApp group. It's not there in all the printouts.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you can just check in that in the
Yeah.
WhatsApp. Okay, I sent it in English and other Sanskrit also, I think. Okay. Okay, so when we go to each of these chapters also have that invocation of Rishi, Chandas, and Dhyana Sloka. Okay, but in the BPA style, we don't say that because we already said all that before. So if you look at your first chapter, if you look at the Dhyana thing, it says Pratama Charitrasya Brahma Rishihi Mahakali Devata Gayatri Chanda. We already did all that. And then even the Dhyana Slokam is Khadgam Chakra Gadeshu Chapa Pariga Shulam Bushundim Shiraha, which you already chanted. So we won't go through that in every chapter. Okay. But some people, when they are chanting it, they do say that, like others. I'm just saying BPA style, they don't do it. So just you can make a note of that. Why we are not saying it is because we already chanted all of that in the thing, and we are continuing. If you are just chanting only the first chapter, let's say, then you do this Dhyana Slokam and you do that invocation on all that stuff. Okay. But typically, yeah.
The version that I've got, there is no Dhyana Slokam.
Yeah, I think that's because the BPA, they must have just removed it because
They already removed it, right?
They already would have removed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. But if you look at the Gita Press book and everything, or even your mother, for example, she will be saying that, right?
Okay.
When she does it. But we don't say it because we already say it upfront. So that's just a different style. That's all. Nothing right or wrong. So, okay. So, the Aim, Hreem, Kleem, the three Bija mantras, right? So the Aim is the Bija mantra for the first chapter alone. So that's why it will start with Om, Aim, it will start. And it will end with Aim, Om. Okay. Then Hreem, it will start in the second. It will go for second, third, and fourth. And it will end Hreem, Om. And then the fifth one will start with Kleem. And then the very end, 13th chapter end will be Kleem, Om. We wrap it up. So those are the three, each of the mantras for each of the chapter. It's only relevant because in an advanced version of chanting, in front of every line, you say this Bija mantra and chant. So when you're doing that, you have to remember what to put. But now we are not, normally we don't do that because that will take time, right? So anyway, so we'll start. So Om Namash Chandikayai Om Aim Markandeyo Vacha. Markandeyo Vacha. Savarnihi is there, put the is sound. Savarnis Surya Tanayo Yo Manuhu, put the ich sound. Manuh Katyateshtamaha. Katyateshtamaha Nishamaya Tadutpattim Vistarad Ghadato Mama. Om Namashandikahe Om Aim Markandeyo Vacha Savarnisurya Tanayo Yo Manuh Katyateshtamaha Nishamaya Tadutpattim Vistarad Gadato Mama.
Om Namashandikayai Aim Om Aim Markande Vacha Saurnisurya Tanayo Yoh Manuh Katyate Khadyateshtamah Nisamaya Tadutpattim Vistarat Gadato Mama. Om Namah Chandikaya. Aim Markandeya. Aim Markandeya Vacha. Saur Nisurya Tanayoyo.
Sorry, 1 second.
Savarnis Surya Tanayoyo Manuh Khadyateshtamaha Nisamaya Tadutpattim Vistarat Kadato Mama.
Om Namas Chandikayai. Om Aim Markandeyum Vacha. Savarni Surya Tanayo Yo Manu Kadyateshtamaha Nishamayatadutpattim Vistaradat Gatato Mama. Om Namas Chandikayai. Om Aim Markandeyum Vacha. Savarni Surya Tanayo Yo Manu Kadyateshtamaha Nishamayatadutpattim Vistarat Gatato Mama.
Maha Mayanu Bhavena Yata Manvanta Radipaha Sa Babhuva Mahabhagaha. Is that put the is to join Mahabhagas Savarnis Tanayo Ravehe. So just one small clarification. So some people, when they're chanting, they stop in the middle of every line. Okay, so that is because they may not be able to chant the full line. So for example, they'll be like Mahamayanu Bhavena Yata Manvantara Dipaha. So they'll say that way. Now the problem with that sometimes is in the next line when they go, they'll be Sabhavuva Mahabhagaha Savarnistanayoravehi, which is also correct. So if you're pausing there, you say the Visarga there. But the way we are going to chant, we are not going to pause in the middle, right? So we're going to say it together. So that's why I'm going to teach it as if you're going to say the whole line together. So if there's a Visarga, I'm going to say the joining letter. But just note that some people may not say the full line together and they may pause in between. So Mahamayanu Bhavena Yata Manvantaradhipaha Sa Babhuva Mahabhagas Savarnistanayoravehe.
Mahamayānubhavena yata manvantaradipaha sababhuva mahabhagas savarnistanayorave. Savarnistanayorave.
Ravehe is a visarga at the end there.
Ravehe. Mahamayānubhavena yada manvantaradipaha sababhuva mahabhagas savarnistanayorave.
Ravehe.
Ravehe.
Mahamayānubhavena yada manvantaradipaha sababhuva mahabhagah savarnistanayoravehe. Mahamayānubhavena yada manvantaradipaha sababhuva mahabhagah savarnistanayoravehe.
Swarochishentare. So that and that word you say it together. Swarochishentare Purvam Chaitra Vamsha Samudbhavaha Suratho Nama Rajabhut Samaste Kshiti Mandale. Swarochishentare Purvam Chaitra Vamsha Samudbhavaha Suratho Nama Rajabhut Samaste Kshiti Mandale.
Swarochishentare purvam chaitra vamsa samudbhavaha Suratho nama raja bhut samaste kshitamandale.
Kshitimandale.
Kshitimandale. Swarochishentare purvam chaitra vamsa samudbhavaha Suratho nama raja bhut samaste kshitimandale.
Rajabhut.
Rajabhut samaste kshitimandale.
Swarochishentare purvam chaitram vamsha samudbhavaha Suradho nama rajabhut rajabhut samaste kshiti mandale. Swarochishentare purvam chaitram vamsha samudbhavaha Surado nama Rajabhut Samaste Kshiti Mandale.
Lakshmi Garu, you are saying Chaitram in the first time. There is no im there, just
Chaitra.
Chaitra Vamsha.
Can you repeat one more time for that Rajabhut?
Rajabhut, it's Raja.
Rajabhut.
That's why you are saying Raja, so that's why you are not getting it. Suratho nama Rajabhut Samaste Kshiti Mandale.
Surado nama Rajabhut Samaste Kshiti Mandale.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
And that's the beauty of all this chandas is if you miss a syllable, you will automatically feel something is not landing properly, right? So that's your cue that you missed a letter, even a half a syllable. It, instead of a ta, if you say it, or instead of it you say a ta, that half syllable also will put you off.
Agree. Thank you.
Tasya palayataha is there, put a is palayatas samyak prajaha, put a if there, prajah putra nivaurasan babhuvuhu is there, put a ish bhabhuvush shatravo bhupaha, put a ich sound, bhupah kola vidvamsi nastada tasya palayatas samyak prajah putrani vaurasan babhuvush shatravo bhupah kola vidvamsi nastada.
Tasya palayatah samyak prajah putran orasan babhuvuh satravo bhupah kola vidvamsinastada.
The second line, bhabhuvush, you put a ish to join that, okay? Instead of the visarga, yeah.
Tasya palayatah samyak prajah putrani orasan babhuvuh satravo bhupah kola.
So I think I lost you there.
Yat Praja Putrani Aurasan Babhuvush Satravo Bhupah Kola Vidvamsinastada Tasya Palayatas Samyak Praja Putrani Aurasan Babhuvush Satravo Bhupah Kola Vidvamsinastada.
Lakshmi Garu, that first line, prajah, if sound has to come there, okay?
Prajah.
No, if F sound, prajah.
Prajah.
Yeah.
Rajesh, can you repeat the last line once again? Babu whoosh abdin solnama.
Yeah, and the ish and the visarga is there, right? So you just put the ish to join it.
Shatravo bhupah.
Bhupah, if each sound. Bhupah kola vidvamsi nastada. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Tasya taira bhavat yuddham ati. You can break at that ma if you want. So yuddham ati prabala dandinaha nyunairapi. So half in coming there. Nyunairapi sa tair yuddhe kola vidvamsi bhir jitaha. Tasya taira bhavat yuddhamate prabala dandinaha न्यूनैरपि सतैर्युद्धे कोला विध्वंसि भिर्जितः.
तस्य थैरभवद्युद्धमति प्रबलदण्डिनः न्यूनैरपि सत्थैरुद्धे कोला विध्वंसिभिर्जितः. तस्य थैरभवद्युद्धमति प्रबलदण्डिनः न्यूनैरपि सत्यैरुद्धे कोला विध्वंसिभिर्जितः.
That last second line, न्यूनैरपि सतैर्युद्धे.
न्यूनैरपि सैरुद्धे कोला.
No, न्यूनैरपि सतैर्युद्धे.
न्यूनैरपि सतैरुद्धे कोला विध्वंसिभिर्जितः.
Tasya taira bhavad yuddhamati prabaladandiнаha nyunairapi tairyuddhe kola vidvamsibhirjitaha.
Lakshmi Garu, that's why first line, right? That's why I told you to break at that ma. So it's yuddham ati prabaladhandinaha.
Yuddham. तस्यैतैर्वभवत् युद्धम् अतिप्रबलं दण्डिनः न्यूनैरपि न्यूनैरपि तैर्युद्धे कोला विद्वंसिभिर्जितः.
Tataha is there, put a is sound. Tatas swapuram ayato nija desha dhipo bhavat akrantaha, put a is akrantas sa mahabhagas tais tada prabalari bihi. Tataswapuram ayato nija desha dhipo bhavat आक्रांतस्य महाभागस्तैस्tada प्रबलादिभिः.
ततस्वपुरमायातो निज देशाधिपो भवत् आक्रान्तः स महाभागस्त्रैस्तदा प्रबलारिभिः
No, sorry, at the very end, prabalaribihi.
ततः स्वपुरमायातो निज देशाधिपो भवत् आक्रान्तः महाभागस्त्रैस्तदा प्रबलारिभिः
Yeah, and you forgot that sa after that akranta, so remember that akrantas sa mahabhagas.
तत्त्वस्वरूप मायातो निज देशाधिपो भवत् आक्रान्तस् महाभागो स्त्रैस्तदा प्रबलारिभिः. ततस्वपुर मायातो निज देशाधिपो भवत् आक्रान्तस्य महाभागो स्त्रैस्तदा प्रबलारिभिः.
The first line, nija desha, sha sound, not sa. So you said nija desa, right? You said nija desha.
Desha. Okay.
Yeah. Amatyair balibhir dushtair. So there are three irs coming. Amatyair balibhir dushtair durbhalasya duratmabihi kosho balam chapa khritam tatrapi swapure tataha. Amatyair balibhir dushtair durbalasya duratmabihi kosho balam chapa khritam tatrapi swapure tataha.
अमात्यैर् बलिभिर् दुष्टैर् दुर्बलस्य दुरात्मभिः कोशो बलं चापहृतं तत्रापि स्वपुरे ततः अमात्यैर्.
Actually, I will just say it one time is enough. I want to finish to 10 today, so just do one time. Go ahead, Lakshmi Garu.
Amatyor balibhir dushtar Amatyair balibhir dushtar durbalasya duratmabihi kosho balam chapahrutam tatrapi swapure tataha.
Next one. Tato mrigaya vyajena hrita swamyaha. Is there? Put a is swamyas sa bhupatihi ekaki hayama ruhya hanya ruhya jagama gahanam vanam. Tato mrigaya vyajena hrita swamyassa bhupatihi ekaki hayamaruhya jagama gahanam vanam.
ततो मृगया व्याजेन हृतस्वाम्यस्य भूपतिः एकाकी हयमारुह्य जगामगहनं वनम्.
ततो मृगया व्याजेन हृतस्वाम्यस्य भूपतिः एकाकी हयमारुह्य जगमागहनं वनम्. जगाम गहनं वनम्.
Sa tatrashra mama drakshid. So tatrashra mama drakshid dvija varyasya me dhasaha prashantashva pada kirnam muni shishyopa shobhitam. You can say this 2 times. I think we have some time left. So Satatrashrama madrakshit dvijavaryasya medhasaha prashantashwapadakirtham muni shishyopa-shobhitam.
Satatrashrama madrakshi dvija varyasya medhasaha prasanta swapadakirnam munish sishyopashobhitam. Satatrashrama madrakshi dvija varyasya medhasaha prasanta swapadakirnam munish sishyopashobhitam.
Satatrasramam. Can you please help me, sir?
Satatrashra mama.
Satatrashrama.
No.
Rajesh, one quick question. Is it sa tatrasha mama or is it sa tatrashrama madrakshid?
Yeah, see, ideally you kind of say it together only. It's not, you don't break it at that mama. So tatra shrama madra shramam adrakshid. It's actually goes a different way. So the way Lakshmi, you can say it is sa tatra shrama mama drakshid, but if you say it, it will be a little harder. But sa tatra shrama mama drakshid. So
Satatrashrama madrakshi.
Yeah, try to say the whole thing together. When you say it, it will become mama will come together. That's how it will end up landing. But try it again.
Satatrashrama madrakshi dvija varyasa varyasya medasaha pashanta swapadakirnam muni sishyopashobhitam. Satatra shrama madrakshi dvija varyasya medasaha prasanta swapadakirnam muni sishyopashobhitam.
That last and again, that ish is coming, right? I think some places where ish is coming, you are saying is. So
Yeah, some kind of
prashantash, right? That ish sound there.
prashanta swapada.
No, prashantash, ish.
Prashanta.
No, try it again. Prashantash.
Prashantash.
Correct.
Okay. Prashantash. Swapadakirnam muni sisyopa shobhitam.
So we'll end the class here. Hari Om.
Thank you.